Everybody, it's the Mad Master here and doing a video today, and this video is kind of a response to these current rumors about Rob Halford in particular, and this whole Janie Lane accusations. Now, it all started when a YouTuber, which I will not mention, you could probably just search for this, did a video about this, and there's been several people that have been flailing these accusations against Rob Halford about this apparent grape, take the G away, of Janie Lane, and including very particularly like Bobby Brown, his ex-wife, like saying that she was implying that Rob Halford was the one who did it and all this stuff. Now, there's a lot of speculation here and a lot of, circumstantial non-evidence. I mean, it's very confusing because we don't know when this occurred, and also there were also things that were said that, Rob Halford was 40 miles away or 80 miles away or something, playing a show with Judas Priest, that this particular incident happened, possibly, supposedly. It was his manager that was in on this and stuff, Judas Priest. And I don't think that there's any evidence, solid evidence, that this happened, unless Bobby Brown comes out and says something. And I think, and I'm going to be honest, this is going to sound really woke to my fans on this channel, like me saying this stuff, but I think there's just nothing but homophobia coming from this, because you're accusing Kiss, Paul Stanley, because he acts gay. And I mean, well, he does act effeminate much of the time. Or Rob Halford because he is gay. Oh, I mean, first of all, let's say the accused Motley Crue of this. Okay, well, that wouldn't make sense because they're really straight. A lot of these guys were so out of it on drugs and alcohol. I mean, including Rob Halford. Well, let's just be fair, that they would do a lot of weird stuff because they were just wild, out of control people. So who knows? I mean, who knows who this would be? But I just see this as a homophobic thing, because, like, oh my God, of course, because he's the only gay rock star we know of. Now, you don't know, There's many rock stars that could be in the closet and have a beard that they're wearing, you know what I mean? There's many people, So this whole Rob Halford thing just smacks of this old school metalhead, like, homophobia that was around back in the day, So, I mean, to be fair, the drummer of Judas Priest had accusations flung against him, and he was convicted, the drummer. Now, I've never heard Rob Halford being accused of anything like this before. This is one instance. Now, usually even with Me Too stuff, you have at least 3 or 4 or more people accused of this type of act. So I just see it as this kind. You watch his channel, this guy, I'm not going to mention his name, you can look it up. You see he's talking about the Jabba Dabba Doo a lot, and Zakoof, and like rock stars, and his kind of right-wing kind of talking points. And I'm not saying that I don't do some of that too. I've talked a lot about that stuff myself. But all I'm talking about, the specific instance, just makes him seem like he's playing into this idea. I'm not going to say the guy is a homophobe himself, but I think that there's an element of this in the accusation that you're making against Rob Halford. Now, Rob Halford did a lot of crazy stuff when he was on coke and alcohol. There's no doubt. He's admitted in his book. I didn't read the book, but I have KK Downing's book, but I haven't read it yet. I didn't read either book yet. Or actually, Rob Halford has 2 books. But I would say, there would be a lot more accusations of him doing inappropriate stuff. And now, habits die hard. When people do something, even with Marilyn Manson, which I have my skepticisms about a lot of the accusations, there was more than one accuser. Where are these other accusers? There's no accusers with Rob Halford. That's the problem. You're just assuming all these things about something that Bobby Brown said about Judas Priest on a podcast. It's like, I don't want to talk about them, or something like that. Or I don't think much of them, or something like that. And there was actually a question that was framed as Iron Maiden and Judas Priest, by the way. So, Bruce Dickinson did it. His name is Dickinson after all. Rod Smallwood. It's just so stupid, these people making these accusations. And it comes from I think it comes from homophobia. It's like, oh my God, those weird gay people in the 80s. We used to talk about them. Ugh, we can't say it anymore. So we're gonna be edgy and talk about Rob Halford, how he supposedly did this to Janie Lane. Well, fuck off, man. Fuck off. Until you have some evidence. I'm gonna defend. You know, I've talked a lot about the Me Too thing over the years, and I fucking hate a lot of that shit. Like how it got really like a witch hunt. Now you're doing this against Rob Halford and your little YouTube channel. You're going to get some clicks, you know? So until there's evidence, until there's concrete evidence other than hearsay, which is not even hearsay, by the way. You know, nobody came out and said anything, you know? You know, I'll talk to you about it after the show. I don't remember what the exact context was, but you know, it's like these little hints and stuff don't really play to me. Plus, there's evidence against it too, where, you know, the distance between Judas Priest playing Florida or wherever Janie Lane was when this happened. I would suspect it was a Sunset Strip band, honestly, if they were playing the Sunset Strip at the time in his bands, or someone in Florida. I don't think it's a big band. Maybe he's a rock star. Maybe the guy's a rock star. You know, why not accuse Stephen Pearcy or, you know, Don Dokken or David Lee Roth? I mean, David Lee Roth does some weird stuff. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But, you know, just, okay, well, he's gay. He dresses like a biker from the Village People. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so insecure about my own homosexuality. I'm going to accuse Rob Halford. It's fucking stupid. Now, I'd like to watch that interview again with Bobby Brown. I watched it a long time ago. You know, and to try to see if there's little body language or hints. I don't remember. There was one part of it I don't recall. You know, maybe you could, oh my God, jump to conclusions. But these people do. There's nothing wrong with the guy's channel overall. Some of the things I agree with, some of the disagree with. But this is just smacks of this like moral panic, kind of right-wing, like social conservative garbage. You're like twisting it around. Like there was a lot of right-wing like metal fans and stuff. They're like, you know, they're like Razor Fist, for example. And he's like, you know, it's like, don't you know that back in the 80s, you would be a target of these people? Maybe not now as much, but you'd be a target of these people. And now they're kind of turning into this weird, like, rules for thee, not for me kind of people too. Like, you know, they'll talk about something like that. And that's how they are. You know, Larry Craig is the most infamous example. These people, the more like against, I mean, even with the trans thing, like you saw Alex Jones looking at the trans porn on his phone, you know, like they had these leaks and he never denied it. And I'm not saying that I hate, like, I have my own views on the gender thing, and it's very complicated, but just some of this stuff is so dumb. And I don't like this social conservative turn, you know. You can say what you want about, you know, the deep state and, you know, all this stuff, but this social conservative thing, I'm not on board. Like I've said it before, I'm not on board with this. And it doesn't mean that I want to just like be a total hedonist my whole life. I mean, I'd love to have a few years of that, but you know, if I don't, I don't, you know. But anyways, this smacks of bigotry and intolerance, in my opinion. It just comes from this subtle subconscious form of that to me. I don't mean unconscious bias or something. I just mean like, oh my God, he's gay. He must be the one that did it. Anyways, that's about all.